Sarah.
Cheers, Erin. How you doing?
I'm doing well this morning.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
I see that neither of us have a special mug today, though.
No. I do not have a special mug, but I was thinking about vacations because we're going to be talking about traveling, and I've already shown a lot of my mugs from traveling. So I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I have a magnet that would be perfect for this. So here
What?
I have a magnet.
I brought
No,
one too.
no way, no way. You have a magnet today too?
Yeah.
Oh my word, we're so like great minds think alike. We're on the same wavelength. That's incredible. So this is mine from the Dominican Republic.
Hmm.
I actually went there with Melina, who was our guest on our last episode. We went there for like a week in the Dominican Republic together.
Yes, I remember her telling me about that. You guys you went snorkeling, right?
Oh my word, I love snorkeling. It's like to me it's like a whole new world opens up that's like invisible normally.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just put on this little your mask, but like to me, it's like almost like a portal to a new world.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, you can see all this beauty that you couldn't see otherwise. So, like me and snorkeling, it's like one of my favorite things. So that's why. Well, this one is about the drinking because I do enjoy a good pina colada on the beach. So it says pina colada at Republicana Dominicana. There you go.
That's funny. Every time I hear pina coladas, I think, do you like pina coladas? And actually, the first time that I had ever heard that song was when I was in Morocco. My
What?
roommate introduced it to me, yes. And so it's funny because that's the magnet that I have today is for my trip in Morocco. And
Oh my word.
listeners, if you can't see it right now, go to our Instagram page. You'll be able to see pictures of all of our magnets and mugs and everything. And at the top, you can see the tiled design, which is a very popular design in Morocco.
Over the doors?
Mm-hmm, yeah, over the doors,
Okay.
or even just covered, like walls covered in tile, everything. It's so beautiful. I have a couple pictures I can send for that too. And if you open the doors, yes,
No. The door's open. That's so cute.
It's so cute. You can see a very famous landmark from that city, Fez. And I'll send pictures of that as well. Put them in the Instagram because it's so beautiful. You look through the arch and you can see the city down below.
Oh
It's
my
gorgeous.
word. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. So, listeners, like I was just saying, we're going to be talking about travel, and that's why we both happen to pick things about travel, right? We are on the same wavelength again. So, what we've been doing in the first season and now in the second season is the first part is about learning a language, best practices, ways you can build your skills. And then the second part about travel, and that's the part we're going to be starting today for this season. And then we'll finish with business skills. How can we develop our business skills, especially in our second language? So that's what we're headed right now into this section all about travel.
Mm-hmm. And today's topic is why do we travel? What motivates us to leave home, explore the world, and hopefully come back changed?
Yeah, and I was thinking about this subject, and it's like, you know what? It's really unique that in this time period in our world history, we're actually able to come home again. And I think that returning change thing is maybe new because, like Marco Polo, he was lucky; he got to come back, but not all of the explorers were able to make it back home again, and they were on a boat. You didn't know if you'd ever see your family or friends or your homeland ever again. So that's something that's very unique to us, and probably like something we're very fortunate to do. That if I want to go to Australia, I hop on a plane. I'm there in like 2 days or a day or two, and I come back.
Yeah. I think it's the time too. It's easier when you're in a plane than before and it took like 8 weeks to go from Ireland to Canada, right? So, yeah. And also, as you listen to this episode, make sure that you also, I guess we just encourage you to think about your own travel motivations. Like, why do you travel? Or why do you not travel, right? Why? What's your motivation behind these things, right? And we also have 3 vocab words as usual. So we've got Wanderlust, Itinerary, and Achievement for today. So keep your ears open and jot those words down. And again, we'll have a crossword at the end of the season. All right. Are you ready to go?
Erin. I'm ready to go, Erin. I'm so ready.
Okay, then your 20 minutes start now. All right, Sarah. Well, I'm really excited to get started. So listeners, today, like I said, we're going to talk about why people travel and why we travel personally as well. And when Sarah and I got together, we came up with 5 different categories or 5 different reasons why. So we're just going to walk through them and kind of sprinkle them with our own experiences and experiences of people that we know. So number 1, self-discovery and personal growth. So people travel usually solo in this category, right? In order to foster mindfulness, to gain more self-awareness, maybe even emotional healing, right? So that's kind of connected to that personal growth side. And people often say that they've got more self-reliance. Maybe they've developed more empathy, more communication skills based on their travel. So I like this category. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it makes me think of the Compostelle. Like Paul came on last season and told us about his involvement with the Compostelle in Portugal, and I think that's the point. Is like just walking and walking. You're alone, and yet you're with other travelers who are doing the same thing. It's a time for reflection. It's a time for thinking about yourself. And my friend Lizanne also did one recently, and it just like was so inspirational for her, and she just loved doing it. And she's been like on social media going over like all the things that she learned during that trip.
And she was posting things live too to keep people like updated, right? I remember that. Was it last year?
Yeah, I think it was last summer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think I could do it. Like I have trouble walking around my block, but maybe one day I'll get my feet in a good position to just be walking for days on end. But I have done other things that have really been impactful for me. When I was 18, I traveled alone the first time on the airplane, and I went to Panama and I spent 3 weeks there with missionaries, and we worked in churches and in camps, and that was a great experience for me as an 18-year-old coming into my independence, becoming an adult, budgeting my money, finding ways to raise money to go. Is all just, it's so impactful when you're there. And then again, when I was 21, I went to Ukraine. There again, I worked in youth camps, I worked in churches, and though I couldn't speak the language there, I was able just to connect with people on a different level. And they would try their English, and I would try to learn a couple words and try to make a sentence. And I never really even accomplished making a full sentence, but I tried, and I still was able to make great connections and friendships over there. So, yeah, it's a time of learning about yourself a lot.
Yeah, I think my biggest or most impactful trip in this category was probably when I moved to Quebec for the first time as well. So I was, I just turned 18 that summer, and I moved down at the end of August. And so, if you don't know, or if you don't remember, listeners, originally from Florida. So my parents are down in Florida, and they sent me up to Quebec when I was 18 to live on my own. Yeah.
They're like, okay, it's time to get your wings. Go out of the nest now. To another country.
I mean, a lot of research, a lot of thought, a lot of conversations went into this move, but my goodness, did I learn so much during that trip. And it just kind of morphed into the rest of my life. So very impactful. Here. But I think also very similar to what you were talking about, Sarah. It was like a solo travel, but with shared experiences with the people around me, because I was living in a dorm for my first year with other international students staying in Montreal, right? So we were all in the same boat. It was easier to make friends. You just go to the cafeteria, plop down in front of somebody and say, hey,
where are you from? What are you doing here?
Exactly. None of us had ties in Montreal yet. We were all building and developing them, on our own, but together at the same time. So
Yeah, I can feel it. Like, I also moved to Quebec when I was about, well, a little older. I was like 22 when I moved to Quebec, but I had come here first when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of fits into the second reason we came up with was that we travel because of curiosity, inspiration, and wanderlust. So that's one of the words today, I think, wanderlust.
Yeah,
So
Wanderlust.
I came here first when I was 19 with a group, and we worked again in camps. I spent a lot of time in like youth camps, summer camps, and hanging out with the kids, doing art projects with the kids,
Summer camps are
getting to learn
great.
the culture. Yeah, the kids, like, they don't care if you don't speak their language. They're gonna play with you anyway. You can like create fun relationships just playing games with kids. It's an easy way to learn the language too, because they're much less judgmental, but they're also not afraid to correct you.
Very true. Yeah, and you don't feel as hurt when they correct you either.
No. So, and I think that Wanderlust comes from the idea of like, I wanted to learn more about Quebec culture. I wanted to learn about this French language, this people that were different and yet the same from when I went to the first year, I was 19. I was at a college in northern New York in the Adirondacks. So it was only like 2 hours away from Montreal. And yet it was a totally different culture. Like, I was in the woods in a very English speaking area, very rural. And 2 hours away was the second largest French speaking city in the world, and very metropolitan and very French and with different foods and culture. And I was like, I don't want to like travel to the rest of the world when I don't even know this culture is so close to home. Yeah. So then it came back. That's it.
Very cool. I think I want to talk about the next category, number 3, which we came up with was mental and physical health and wellness. So there's a big, a big wave recently to travel for your mental health or travel physical health.
When I'm going to a place I don't know well, I do the all inclusive. I love just to relax with having no itinerary. I have nothing I have to do. I can lay on that beach all day long, and then I just go in the water, snorkel a little bit if I can, and then go to the pool. But I rarely am in the pool. I love ocean water.
Okay.
I love the ocean so much. I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. So, like me, I just need a different drink in my hand every once in a while. Go get a drink, read a book, snorkel. Oh my word. That's all I need for a week. I don't need anything else. Just need to relax. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you definitely feel it's nice because it alleviates the mental load as well, because you don't have to worry about cooking. You don't have to worry about cleaning. You don't even really have to worry about what you're wearing. You just throw on your swimsuit, go to the beach, So
and I feel safe too. Like, I don't feel like if I like was getting like an apartment somewhere, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm gonna be walking around. Like, I just there. Like, I'm like, it's like a separate little world. I know it's not like experiencing the country, but that's not why I'm going there. I'm not going there for that reason. I'm going there just to relax on a beach.
Right. And that's why there's different whys for traveling, right? Because this next one, number 4, we put social connection and empathy. But I would even say that that's definitely more related to exploring the culture of like the local culture, right? The local language. So when we travel for this reason, we want to experience other perspectives. We want to explore other cultures in a respectful way, right? And so a lot of times that's connected to, I don't know, learning parts of the language or learning some of the social etiquette of the area, right? And really exploring that firsthand, what it's like to be a local in that area. Yeah, as best
as much as possible. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I think the biggest trip for me in this category was when I traveled to Morocco for the first time, because that was a solo trip. I was on my own. I was meeting a like friend of a friend kind of going there, so I had some of a connection. Like they at least picked me up at the airport, so I didn't have to worry about because that's a whole other issue there.
But
I was able to explore different cities with them, stay in one little village for most of the time. I was there for I was there for 6 weeks. So it wasn't like an extended time, but it was a decent chunk of time to be there. I also got to learn some of the local dialect, some of the local Moroccan dialect, Arabic dialect, and that was really cool too. And Ramadan was happening at that same time, and so a lot of the locals were so very kind to us to kind of invite us to break their fast with them in the evening and kind of show us what it was like and what it meant to them. And I felt very, very welcomed in that area. And so I think that was very impactful for me.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. And I think you also like sometimes travel. Well, we both do, but for achievement and for autonomy. Like once you travel, you come back. Like especially if you do it alone, you're like, I did that. Like I figured it out. I figured out the hotels. I figured out the airplanes. I made it back in one piece. So it gives you like a sense of accomplishment, independence. There's like a lot of freedom and empowerment that comes with traveling when you come back home, as well as the jet lag. But yeah, like, do you have an experience of that? Like, I guess Morocco gave you that as well.
Yeah, Morocco gave me that. And when I traveled to France, 5 years ago now, my goodness. When I traveled to France for the first time on my own, nobody met me at the airport that time. I didn't know anybody. I had called a connection like on video chats just to talk a little bit to see if like it would be a good fit for me living and working there. But that was it. I had not met anybody in person, and I stayed there for 3 months that time instead of 6 weeks. So
that was of course you get a great sense of accomplishment. How old were you then?
Oh, I was 21.
Okay, and how was your French back then?
Enough to get by, but it definitely improved a lot in those 3 months. Yeah, because it was 100% in French, 24/7. So, yeah.
And I think we've been talking through this that for you, one of your main motivations for travel is that language component, like learning another language, at least like stepping your toe into it, because it helps with the culture as well. So, what is it about that attracts you to travel?
Oh my goodness. I love exploring other cultures, and I find the best ways for me to be able to do that is to learn a bit of the language because I'm able to interact with the locals, at least hear their stories, try to understand as much as I can, and just learn from people I interact with, right?
Yeah.
And so when I have that tool that's a language to be able to communicate and connect, I just find that it's so powerful, and it's much richer of a trip. I find when I know some of the language. Yeah. And it also gives me good motivation for learning a language too when I know I'm going to travel somewhere.
That's true. Like I remember, like you're getting ready for your trip to the Philippines. You're learning. It's just it gives you a lot of motivation. Like
100%.
Even though, yeah, wish I knew a little bit more Spanish. My Spanish has gotten rusty over the years, but like, yeah, I think that when I go, I try to speak the little Spanish I have, and wish I could improve it. But when I went to Colombia, I got a lot better because I like practiced beforehand, and I was able to do some more. But I couldn't understand everything that was going on. That's the part.
That's the hard part, especially when you have multiple people talking at the same time. Yeah. But what's your main approach, Sarah? What's your favorites? Why for travel?
I love traveling around. Like car trips with my husband are my favorite trips, and we love to just discover a place. Like we went 2 weeks to Halifax, no plans. I just found an Airbnb. We got there, and every day we'd be like, what are we going to do today? And we go to a beach. And the next day we'd like go to a museum. The next day we go to a boardwalk. And like sometimes we go swimming, and sometimes we go to a touristy thing. And it was so lovely. And it was 2 weeks, so that if we wanted to take a day off and just stay in the Airbnb, it was
Yeah,
fine.
you
Like we didn't
could.
feel like we had to fill every moment.
There wasn't like some crazy itinerary that you had to follow every second of every day. Yeah, I like that. That's
I
nice.
loved it. I love discovery with my husband. We travel really well together, and we especially travel well when we don't have an itinerary. When we're just like, let's go, fly by the seat of your pants, and we'll figure it out when we're there. Because people are like, "What are you gonna do in Halifax?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. My husband just said, "I heard that Halifax is a fun place to go," and I said, "Okay."
All
And I
right.
found a place on Airbnb, and I did not do any research. I just went to go and enjoy. I don't like the planning part. I know
I
people
love
are
that.
planners, but I'm not. I'm not a planner.
Well,
No,
this was fun, Sarah. I
that was
love
so
talking
much
about
fun.
it. Travel is
So
so
much
fun.
fun.
But I think I hear that timer winding down.
I sure do. Too bad. That was fun. So that was such a fun exploration of why we travel. And listeners, we'd love to hear your reasons for traveling. It might be something we didn't even come up with. Maybe it's for family, for another reason that you travel. We'd love to hear it. So please just comment below or email us at the address in the show notes. So we're just so excited to hear the reasons you travel.
Yes. And also, did you catch the 3 vocab words that we used today? We had wanderlust, itinerary, and achievement. So again, stay tuned for that crossword at the end of the season.
Yeah, I remember seeing Itinerary a bunch of times today. I was like really onto that. So I guess it's time to say goodbye, adios, au revoir from Quebec City.
And signing off from Montreal, not all who wander are lost.